we've made it to the end. But you know what they say? No one's in here with me. Nothing ever ends. We missed last week, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly recap Watchmen episode 8 and then go straight into Watchmen episode 9 because they kind of work together. I guess like yin and yang, I guess. Man, I'm bad at this. We start out with a flashback. Really, the whole episode is like a Dr. Manhattan-esque flashback, and what I mean by that is it's in the past, it's in the present, it's in the future, but to him, it's all happening, you know, at the same time. Dr. Manhattan walking into a bar in Saigon, meeting Sister Night, and them just kind of learning more about each other, and him kind of falling in love with her, talking to her, explaining his powers, his existence a little bit, what he's been doing. And this starts to fill in a lot of those gaps that we've been looking for when it comes to Ozymandias. So it plays as a explainer of Dr. Manhattan, explainer of where that dude's been the whole time, and Ozymandias, but also it sets up a lot without you knowing it. So that's really neat. So we're jumping back and forth but in time, and as they're having this conversation, we see their relationship. In 2008, he sends Adrian Veidt to Europa after he's created this life. So Dr. Manhattan created the mansion and the world that Ozymandias is trapped in, and he creates those people after, you know, people that he knew from his childhood. And it's kind of implied that Adrian Veidt wants to go there. He sends him there in return for the little mechanism that's gonna wipe his memory for a little bit and allow him to be human for a while. All this is happening, and then we cut to the aftermath of Angela just bashing his face in with a hammer. Dr. Manhattan shows up, he starts like spewing all this craziness, like he starts walking on water, and he's like, this will be important later. He decides to walk outside. You know, from the last episode, the 7th Cavalry was kind of surrounding their house. Regina King's like, no, you're not going outside, I'm going outside. She grabs a gun and she just starts like gunning down all these dudes, and then she's in trouble, she's in a pinch. He shows up, starts just like boom boom boom, you know, remember it's like bah, 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 and just like exploding people. Boom boom, you're dead, this guy's dead, you're dead. Then he's shot with like this like transport cannon. I don't know. Episode ends. Yeah, right. This is crazy. I want to talk about a lot of it without giving, it's like, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to give some stuff away. If you've already seen it, or you've already been on the internet since Sunday, you kind of know where a lot of, like, what happens and what's kind of going on. There's been a lot of reaction on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. It's 85, Adrian Veidt is recording a message to Robert Redford in the future, and this janitor sneaks in and takes a little sample of him. Don't want to get into the details. Fast forward, and that was Lady True's mother. So Lady True is the daughter of Ozymandias. She shows up, asks for money, and he says no, and I'm never going to call you daughter. So then fast forward, when he was slingshotted and he's like taking those bodies and sending out a message, it actually said, help me, daughter, for her, and that's her satellite that he sees because he remembers them having a conversation about it. Very crazy. And he goes to Earth. Yeah, bonkers, right? It is the night that Dr. Manhattan is captured, and she pretty much has the same plan as the 7th Cavalry to become Dr. Manhattan, to suck his powers out, become him. They're just a pawn in her game. And so the senator, he's like, I'm gonna be a blue guy. I'm tired of being a white man because life's not fair for white people. So he flips a switch, and that's when everything happens. That's when everyone starts to realize, ooh, Lady True's the one in control. Senator has exploded, I guess, from all that power. Angela, Lady True, all the 7th Cavalry people. Looking Glasses showed up in disguise as the 7th Cavalry to help with, to help save Lori. Adrian Veidt's there, and that's really, all of our like big players are right there, and it's in the downtown area of Oklahoma. Dr. Manhattan, he's like out of it. His mind's bouncing through time. Like, I remember '85. I'm in this year. Now I'm in this year, and then he regains enough strength to send Looking Glass, Lori, and Adrian Veidt back to Ozymandias' lair. He's the one who's been manufacturing all the squid falls, like the squid rain, and he said, we'll freeze them and then we'll send them that way, and it becomes a weapon. And then all of a sudden, he's dead. Lady True's like, give me this power. They start hearing a phone ring, and it's from one of those Dr. Manhattan booths, and it's Lori, and she's like, hey, you gotta get out of there. We're about to bomb this place with squids. She's like, you got to leave. You gotta get out of here. That starts happening, and Lady True's like hitting the hand. She's like, bah! And all this other stuff starts happening. And then all the squids start falling, like it's just more and more. And so she runs, and she sees the Dreamland Theater, which is located in downtown Tulsa, I guess. And she runs in. Lou Gossett Jr.'s character, her grandfather, sitting there watching her children. You kind of pick up on what's going on, and he kind of explains why he did it, why he was involved in this, and that, masks, they don't protect you, they make you angry, they make you scared. People who seek out power are always going to be corrupted by it. They're always going to want something else. They can say that they're going to change the world, which is what Lady True wants to do. She wants to save the world, but in the end, even Dr. Manhattan's like, she's not going to do that. Adrian, they're back at his headquarters with Lori and Looking Glass, and he's like, great guys, we saved the world. I did it again. I'm the best. Dan, Night Owl, he left Archie here, the kind of ship, his ship that he flew, and when all that happened, years ago, that's your ride back. And they're like, oh, cool, but also you're under arrest. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you murdered millions of people, 30 something years ago. So they knock him out, they arrest him. So there's even closure to the graphic novel, which would be kind of interesting to see, what happens in later seasons once all this is revealed that he, manufactured. So they're almost becoming that Rorschach character of like, no, we let you go once. We're not going to let it happen again. The world can handle this. We get back to Angela's house, and there was something that back in the day when Dr. Manhattan was kind of figuring things out when he first met Angela, he went and saw her grandfather, or he told Angela's grandfather to tell her sometimes you got to crack a few, to make an omelet you got to crack a few eggs. And she's like, what does that even mean? And he was like, you'll figure it out. She gets back home. She's cleaning up from an incident. At one point he was making waffles. He was trying to make waffles in the episode before the finale, and she like grabs the eggs that he's trying to pull out of the refrigerator, just slams them down. So she's cleaning that up, and she notices that there's still something in the egg carton, and there's an egg. She picks it up, and she has a flashback to a conversation that we saw when they first met about how he could transfer his powers through like an egg. He could put it in an egg, she could eat it, and then she could have his powers, theoretically. She takes the egg, she walks outside to the pool, cracks the egg, eats it, and then tries to step on the water, and then it cuts. Boom. End of the season. Guys, what? This show, so crazy, so awesome, so well made. This is, I have no qualms saying that this is the best show of the year. I loved so many things on TV this year, but I mean, this was like, it was like an event, like you watched every episode and you were left wondering what the heck is going on. And then all this stuff just comes together. It's not just doing it to look cool, it's doing it with a message as well. It's like, hey, guess what, guys? I don't know why we have to keep saying this. Racism is bad, and power corrupts, and it's important to, to see that. And it's really cool to see that done with like a mainstream TV show, especially a mainstream TV show that is a sequel to a graphic novel. And really, I had no idea what they were going to do with this show, if it was going to be good. I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll give it a try. And this, it really does adds so much to the graphic novel too. Like if you go back and you read it, I feel like the show is, like watching the show is going to add to it as well. Yeah, it's been a wild 9 weeks, hasn't it, guys? It's just been whoa, and Damon Lindelof, great showrunner. This, I think, kind of has solidified him as this great creative mind. When are we going to get a new season? Are we even going to get a new season? I would actually be fine too if we never get one. I want one, but I'll be okay if this is how it ends. So, but nothing ever ends. If this is your first video, maybe go watch Watchmen first and then check out the other videos, and then just hit subscribe. Check out a few other ones we're doing. We got a lot of kooky stuff happening. Hey, see you later. Hey guys, I forgot to show the coffee cup, but yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me watch The Watchmen.